So my name is Melissa Sinnige. I'm a hatching egg producer just south of Woodstock. Together with my dad, I farm 40,000 broiler breeder chickens. I've been doing that full time for about a little over 4 years now, and then part time every day before that. It's something I'm really passionate about. I love what we do. And I also sit on the board for Ontario for hatching eggs. Chickens are really fun animals to get to work with. They're curious, they're unique. I enjoy getting to provide, so we provide hatching eggs, which then go for, those chickens end up going for meat. So I think it's really cool that we get to contribute to the food chain and help feed people. I think some of the biggest challenges that our sector currently faces, the top one would probably be finding help, finding employees. That's always an ongoing challenge. Second at the moment is trying to fill the demands of the market. Chicken consumption is always going up, and we're just always trying to play catch up a little bit, trying to fill those demands. But so far, we've always had success, so we aim to keep doing that. But that's definitely always a challenge in the back of our minds. And then another challenge I think that we would face that we try to keep on top of is consumer perception and education. I think it's very important to educate people that are not from a farming background about what we do and how their food gets to their plates. I think we'll face many of the same challenges I just mentioned, but also as the majority of our sector, a lot of the farmers are getting older, they're getting near the retirement age. There's fewer people stepping into the industry. There are new people coming in, but there's fewer. So we're seeing the size of farm increase. So there's fewer people to manage more birds. So there's more labor involved. So I would think that things such as automatization, so things to help gather eggs, things to help pack eggs, would really be beneficial in the future, just as the size of farms grow and the people managing them and being able to work on them decreases. I think a lot of the innovation ideas in our sector comes from our fellow producers, so our fellow farmers. There's a lot of people that like to try new things, and then you see those new things and you're like, oh, that's something that might work on my farm. A lot of our innovation ideas also come from Europe, from Holland. A lot of our egg packing equipment and equipment for in the barns comes from Europe. So they're a little further ahead than we are with the innovation. So I think a lot of the ideas stem from there. And then also literature, research papers and magazines, stuff like that. So I think the biggest innovation impact on our farm has been the egg packer. So before we bought that, we were gathering eggs by hand. So they all come, they come on a conveyor belt, but you have to, you pick them up by hand, you clean them by hand, and then you put them in the trays by hand. But now we've got a packer that will, with suction cups, put the eggs into the trays. So that is definitely, it saves a lot of labor and a lot of time. I think a big research focus topic would have to be the end of flock management. As we get near the end of the flock, fertility drops off. So there's been discussion around managing that with possibly precision feeding or artificial insemination, but somehow there's a lot of labor involved in those things. So possibly getting that kind of stuff automatized. Innovation and research could always be done for egg packing, stuff like that, since that's where the majority of our labor lies, is packing the eggs. So things such as, there was some talk about developing lasers or some kind of technology to scan the eggs and sort out the ones that are dirty or broken. So I think that would be a big time-saving idea. I think that would save a lot of labor. And then, of course, always just making improvements to the machines that pack the eggs. And then once the eggs are in the trays, having arms or robots that put the trays into the carts. I think definitely talking to farmers. There's a lot of people out there that want to try. They want to try new things. They're always looking to improve things. I think just even if you find one person that's willing to try it, they try it on their farm. They see how it goes. They like it. They tell someone else they know and then they want to try it. I think that would probably be a good start. I think the best way, if you wanted to reach out to all, say, the hatching egg producers, would probably be to our UPCHEPA board, because they're communication between farmers and producers. So if someone were to reach out to them, they would be able to forward on that, say, invitation or request to just have a discussion to all the producers. And so we've got a couple of levels of boards in Ontario. We've got the UPCHEPA board, which is the Ontario Broiler Chicken Hatching Egg Producers Association. So that board is made up of just producers and an office administrator. So there are 8 producers that meet monthly and then correspond throughout the month. They just help with producer education. They keep producers in contact with each other and with the higher up boards. And they're a good contact for just keeping everyone in contact, basically. So that's a very important board. And then next you've got the OBEC board, which is the Ontario Broiler Hatching, Egg and Chick Commission. And that is the board that's responsible for setting the price and managing quota sales and barn inspections and everything like that. I think the biggest barrier to implementing new innovations would definitely be the cost, especially right at the beginning. When new things come out, they tend to cost a lot of money. That is definitely a big challenge for producers. I think if we were to look at another barrier besides the cost of the innovation, would probably be maybe a little uncertainty from producers, whether they want to try something new, whether they think it would be an improvement or not. I think overall, the group of producers that we have in our industry are willing to try new things and make improvements. But there's always, you always got to take a minute and look at it and make sure that it's the right fit for your farm. I think if somebody were wanting to start researching things, innovation things in the poultry industry, I think the best thing to do would be to get in contact with a farmer. There's a lot of people that are really passionate about our industry and what we get to do. And everybody loves talking about chickens. So I'm sure you can find someone who wants to have a conversation and maybe bounce some ideas back and forth.